So now we are going to bring in everybody. You saved your fantasy football questions for now, and I love it. We're bringing in our fantasy football guru that we bring in every Wednesday, my man, Hot Soup Fantasy Football. What is going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, Big B?
What's happening, my man?
Hey,
What is
man,
going down?
you know how we do, man. Fantasy football is what I do. Hot Soup Fantasy Football. Check me out on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
But now, before we get into that, let's talk real quick because you know I'm gonna give it to you every week. Let's talk about them Bears. Let's talk about them Chicago Bears. Let's talk about them. Your team, the Chicago Bears. Let's talk about what is going on here. What you literally give a football game away. What are they doing? What are they doing?
First of all, is this coming from a Steelers fan?
We didn't give a game away like that. We've gotten our head beaten in, but we didn't lose to the Broncos. We didn't lose to the Broncos.
All right. Like I've said, man, from past 10 years, man, the Bears just know how to lose, man. We get in the huddle and we're up 2-3 touchdowns. I've seen it happen week in, week out, and it's like we huddle up and like, okay, what's the smoothest way we can lose this game? That's what we talk about. I swear it is. Look, from management, man, to coaching, everything is just bad decisions, man. Just bad decisions. And it trickles all the way down to my boy Justin Fields, man, just making bad decisions, bad reads. He had the game in his hand, man, and he's holding the football out here like this in a tackle football game, man. We're in the NFL. This is not flag football. No. You know, they ended up knocking the ball out his hand. You got to be more careful with the ball, man. I mean, what can I say, man? We know how to lose, B.
It's silly. And here's the thing. Everybody that I talked to said, well, Justin Fields kept him in the game. And he did. But just because you keep somebody in the game and get the lead doesn't give you an excuse to lose the game. Justin Fields lost the game. That doesn't give you that excuse, man. As great as you played early on to get the lead, he played that bad to lose it. Fumble, pick, unbelievable.
He did, but we can't blame it all on Justin Fields.
No. We can't. Not all on him. But you can't say that he doesn't shoulder a lot of the blame. Just like you said, you cannot make those bad plays.
This is what I got to say about that game, man. Justin Fields and the Bears offense really hasn't proved anything to us through the first 3 weeks. And them going against Denver and putting up a monster game against Denver, it also shows us absolutely nothing. After Miami put up 70 on Denver, I mean, I could go out there and throw for 303 TDs on Denver's defense right now. For those of you in fantasy football, if there's a team and you have a player that is going against Denver, start them. I don't care if it's the tight end, the running back, the fullback. Start the fullback, man. I mean, they are giving up astronomical numbers, man, through the air, on the ground. Miami had 2 running backs go over almost 200 yards apiece, threw up 70 points, man. Tua threw for like 500 yards almost. They had Justin Fields looking like, I mean, he was back in college or something, man. The guy threw for 350, 4 touchdowns. I mean, DJ Moore had the best game of his Bears career. Cole Kmet had the best game of his Bears career. Khalil Herbert finally came out his shell. And are we saying, okay, are the Bears on the right track, you know, fantasy wise? No, man, they played Denver. Give it another week. All right. I wouldn't go out there and start any Bear this week, except maybe Justin Fields. And is it because they're going against a defense that's not great? So,
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's talk about fantasy football. I feel like we don't talk about quarterbacks enough. Yep. I feel like we talk about running backs and receivers, and we'll get to them in a minute. But what quarterbacks are sit? What quarterbacks are start this week? Your top 3 sits, your top 3 starts. Other than, you know, the and I know you know what I'm talking about. We don't need to talk about Mahomes or Allen. Those are the obvious people. Who are 3 of the guys out there that people should be thinking about sitting and starting?
Okay, so for week 5, I had already put down some start guys that are a little bit deeper. that you might not think about starting. Some guys that you may be on your waiver wire, man, and you got
Right.
somebody that is not probably, you think they may do good, but they're going against a tough defense. You might want to bench Matthew Stafford this week. Number one, he's going to be a good start regardless if Cooper Kupp comes back or not. Both those rookies over there are doing their thing. And Puka and Atwell, as well as Tyler Higbee has been showing up for Stafford. Kyron Williams, as long as he's healthy, I know he's questionable right now. As long as he's healthy and he's playing, it helps out Matthew Stafford a lot more. I know Matthew Stafford is also injured, but I don't think it's something where it's going to keep him out from playing. And if Cooper Kupp comes back, he's somebody you want to start this week. They're going against Philly. Philly's number 25th right now in the league against the QB. So if you have Stafford on your bench, I would get him in your lineups this week, especially if Cooper Kupp comes back and plays this week. Now, they say Cooper Kupp's back at practice. I haven't heard too much more of an update than that. Haven't heard about how good he looks coming in and out his breaks, how explosive he looks or anything like that. I kind of like to stay away from players that have a questionable tag and haven't been playing for a week or two.
Right.
And they, all of a sudden that questionable tag comes off right before game time and we're like, oh, he's healthy. Nah, man, he ain't been healthy. And that means that more than likely they're not going to give them a full workload in fantasy football. Now, I'm not talking about regular football. In fantasy football, we need to shy away from those guys. Happened last week with Aaron Jones. Happened with Deebo Samuels. These guys, all of a sudden, they're getting that questionable tag taken off. We put them out there and they get us 1 point or 2 points.
Right.
Another quarterback, man, is going to be good this week. He's going against the 31st ranked defense to the quarterback, the Chicago Bears, and that's going to be Sam Howell. I've been big on Sam Howell earlier in the year. He had a great week last week, and I don't see that stopping, man. I see the momentum keep carrying on. He has a lot of weapons around him, man, a lot of good targets. Logan Thomas has been showing up, the tight end. So I would he has a healthy plethora of weapons over there, and they're going against Chicago's piss poor defense. Not sure if I can curse on here, but I apologize if I
You're
can't.
fine, man.
But yeah, man, it's definitely Sam Howell will be another one that I would get into your starting lineup this week. Let's see, another guy, Jordan Love right now. He's going against Las Vegas. I believe they're ranked 24th right now against opposing QBs. Jordan Love has been putting up a high floor every week in and week out. He's in the top 10 right now in fantasy scoring for quarterbacks. And he's going, he has the green light this week. Romeo Dobbs, man, has been looking really, really good. So he definitely has a hot target in Romeo. And Aaron Jones is back.
Okay.
Aaron Jones back. Take a little pressure off of Love, man. Love can also run the ball and get you some running yards and some scoring there on that tip. So those will be my top three that, obviously we probably wouldn't regularly put in the game, but we need to get them into our lineups this week.
Let me cut you off real quick. I got a couple of questions that came over on TikTok. The first one was, how do you feel about Christian Watson this week? Second one, somebody said, please help Jordan Love or Justin Fields.
Ooh. Honestly, I'm going to go Jordan Love, and this is why, okay? What has Fields shown us from week 1 to week 3? What did Jordan Love show us from week 1 to week 3? And then last week, Justin Fields had a blow-up game, but he had it against Denver. Again, you can start any quarterback against them. Who's a guy out there? David Carr will throw for 350 and 2-3 touchdowns against Denver. Anybody, you can put anybody in against that defense, and they're going to have a good game. So if I had the chance to put in Jordan Love or put in, and I'm a Bears fan. This is coming from a Bears fan, man. Go with Jordan Love this week. He's going to get you a higher floor than Justin Fields, man.
Gotcha.
What was the other question?
Christian Watson. What do you think about Christian Watson this week?
He's boom or bust. To me right now, the number one over there is Dobbs, and it's shown through 4 weeks. Jordan Love trusts him. He's looking at him in the red zone as well. So Christian Watson, in my opinion, would be the wide receiver 2 over there. I know we drafted him as the wide receiver 1, and Dobbs was a waiver wire pickup. But if you watch with the eye test when you're watching a Green Bay game, he is looking Dobbs' way. He's getting more targets than Christian Watson. Christian Watson's coming off of injury. And in my opinion right now, I would not start Christian Watson unless you have no other choice. Now, if you're on that bench and you're looking at players that are, they're saying are gonna get you 5, 6, 7 points, then hey, start Christian Watson. He could have a big game, right?
I
But
got you.
if you got somebody else that's, in that tier, start them over Christian Watson, in my opinion, right now. Christian Watson is gonna have to show me a week or two that he can get it done.
Yeah.
Or that Jordan Love is even looking his way.
Gotcha. Any quarterback sits for this week?
Quarterback sits for the week. Yeah, I got a couple for you. I was looking earlier. I don't like Russell Wilson this week. He's going against that New York Jets defense. And the connection with him and Judy just is not happening. He's been looking at Cortland Sutton in the red zone a lot.
Yeah.
They got that rookie running back right now. I know Javonte Williams is hurt. They're going to be more focused on the pass game than the run game right now, in my opinion. And I just don't think that Russell Wilson's going to get it done this week. He is more of a streamer. You want to put Russell in when he's going against a weak defense, against the quarterback, not a strong defensive quarterback. New York defense is strong. Another guy that I would bench that somebody would probably start would be Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's playing Dallas this week.
Yeah.
Enough said. Every time somebody plays Dallas a quarterback, they don't have great numbers. So for me, I'm benching Brock this week. He will be starting in none of my leagues. I have him, but I play him on a situational basis.
Right.
Let's see here. Trevor Lawrence going against Buffalo. What did Buffalo just do to Tua this last week, right? And I told everybody, man, on my show, sit Tua. I know everybody's gonna be. They're all in my inbox. Are you crazy? He's throwing for a 400 yard, bro. Tua went up against New England and went for 15 points. Bill Belichick knows how to shut that down.
Yes.
Buffalo's defense is better than New England's defense.
It's better.
What makes us think that he's just going to go out there and just throw for 300? Trevor Lawrence has already been having problems, man. I benched Trevor Lawrence versus Buffalo defense this week.
Gotcha. All right. Somebody asked wideouts. Any deep wideouts? They need some wideouts for this week. Any waiver wire wideouts out there? And any surprise starts? Waiver wire wideouts, I feel like, are few and far between this week, man.
They were. Everybody was trying to go get the kid that blew up over in Arizona. I don't see that happening week in and week out. Now, he shows me that for the next 2 weeks, then I'm on him. But right now, man, a receiver can have a blow-up game. You're going to go out there and drop somebody that could be decent for somebody who just had a one game blow-up, man. I wouldn't do it, man. Hollywood Brown is the man over there in Arizona.
Correct.
As far as receivers, man, I'm benching anybody again out of San Francisco, man. I'm benching Debo. I'm benching Ayuk. They're all getting benched because of that Buffalo defense. Who else? Let me think. Yeah, receiver. I mean, they would have to give me some receivers. Just off the top of my head, I can't just come up with,
No, you're good, man. You're good.
With that question.
Let me ask you this. Somebody over on TikTok asked this question. Should I trade Josh Jacobs and DJ Moore? Which, first of all, I'm just looking at this, and my answer is no.
I don't trade Josh Jacobs for anyone right now.
They're saying, should I trade Josh Jacobs and DJ Moore and receive Mixon, Amara, and Tyler Lockett? My first is like, no. Wow, that's insane. No.
So I said it was going to take a couple weeks for Josh Jacobs to get rolling. I said this at the beginning of the year. He missed the whole preseason, right?
Yes.
So the first 3 games, that was his preseason. Y'all seen what happened last week. He was a target monster on the ground, through the air. They were dumping off to Josh Jacobs like he was a receiver. With that said, after seeing that, I already know Josh Jacobs is going this way right now.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to try to trade you, and they're going to try to get Josh Jacobs out of you because they know the ceiling that he has. It's really high. All right. Yeah. So that trade, in my opinion, would be a no out the door. Alvin Kamara is a PPR monster. Don't get me wrong, but he's not gonna be able to do a lot with it. If that makes any sense at all. Who else was they said it was with the Kamara? It was Kamara, Mixon, Joe Mixon, man, is not getting it done this year.
Nope.
The Bengals are not getting it done this year.
Nope.
Joe Mixon would be a lot better off if Burrow was out here throwing for 300 and Jamar Chase and Higgins was doing what we thought they was going to do, but they're not. So that makes it worse for Joe Mixon. There's no running lanes. He's getting hit. he's having to break 2-3 tackles before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. I'm looking at
Yes.
the odds. I have Joe Mixon in a couple leagues. I've been benching him lately for guys that you wouldn't even think like you should start, but I'm doing it because Joe Mixon is just not going to happen right now.
Yeah.
Now, if Joe Burrow gets that calf healthy and he can get some continuity going on with those receivers and get a passing game going, then okay, yeah. But as of right now, that would be the worst trade. I feel like that would lose your season for you making a trade like that. Do
I
not
got
give away Josh Jacobs. Keep him on your roster, man, and keep him in your starting lineup.
I gotcha. Another question or two things over here on TikTok. People they're coming in is Baker Mayfield looks like a solid fantasy football play because he's in a weak division. And then somebody's asking about Dak or Russell Wilson. They look like both bad plays this week. Somebody's got to play one. I'm like, man, if you could go get a flyer on somebody for this week, you should try to do it because I don't think either one of them are going to have good games this week.
Nah, man. I'm off of Russell Wilson this week. Who are the Bucks playing this week?
I don't know. Let me look.
Are the Bucks on a bye week?
I don't know. Let me go check. I know somebody in here will tell me who are the Bucks playing. Who are the Bucks playing this week?
Baker Mayfield. I don't even see him on my list.
Yep, they're on a bye.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah,
they're on a bye.
Yeah. So if you got Russell Wilson, man, I would go to the waiver wire, try to pick up somebody that's going against a defense that's terrible. That's always the way to play, man. Fantasy. You're gonna have a lot better win percentage if you start playing matchups instead of just starting the guys that we think are gonna go off, or the guys we got in our first 6-7 rounds. When they're going against those number 1, number 2 defenses, man, we got to bench them. I know it hurts, and I know you feel like, man, but you're going to be way better off starting a player that's going against a weak defense. They're going to have a lot more success.
Got it. Yeah, we covered this. Crusher Clips. He's one of my TikTok guys over here. Sam Howell. He loves Sam Howell. Here's a good question: Mostert or Madison this week?
Mostert.
Okay.
Raheem Mostert, hey, he's on my start list this week. He's going to be on my top 5 start list this week. And reason I say so, number one, he had a subpar week last week, right? Aiken went off, but they're going against New York Giants, ranked 22nd against the running back. Mm-hmm. He's a 4-star in my opinion this week. I'm starting Mostert in every league I have him in. All he needs is 15 touches to get you 20 points.
What do you think about Aiken? A lot of people thought it was a fluke the week before. He came back last week and did it again.
He's official, man. He's official. Okay. He's an athlete. He's a true running back, and he's in a great offense. So in my opinion, I start them both.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we got over here? Somebody asked about Jared Goff. Is Jared Goff a good play this week?
Nope. He's going against Carolina, 27th ranked defense. However, they do get Williams back.
Yeah.
The receiver. So St. Brown with Williams was a rookie last year. I believe it was hurt last year, but this year he had a suspension for gambling. The suspension just went away. He's going to be in practice fully all this week. There's a lot of buzz around him. I'm not saying start him.
Right.
But what I'm saying is Jeff Goff could have a decent day. It's not going to be a great day. He's going against Carolina. Carolina has the 27th. So they're 5th ranked defense right now against the quarterback. So Jeff Goff's in the red for me this week.
Gotcha. Let me see if this pulls up on YouTube. Can you see that question to pop up?
I traded Stevenson, Puka, and Devontae Adams for Etienne. Oh, Jay Jettas and Garrett Wilson. Is that a good trade? Devontae.
It's tough.
Okay, so the Jay Jettas is over to Devontae.
Yep.
The Garrett Wilson has been getting hella targets.
Yes.
For this, I mean, and Etienne is better than Stevenson right now.
Because in New England,
better than
like
Stevenson
they
right
like
now.
Pete too.
I'm not gonna say way better than Stevenson right now, but he's better than Stevenson right now. I mean, it's an even trade. I really don't see how that trade would help somebody's team. That was more of a, I think these guys are going to go off and these guys aren't type of trade. I like to see trades where I can better somebody else's team. If I have, a bunch of receivers and they need a receiver, but I need a running back, a trade like that, those are the trades that I love. We can both help each other out here. This is more of a, I think these three guys are going to be better than these three guys because it really is two receivers going against another two receivers and one running back for one running back.
I
So,
got you.
I like it, man. I don't love it, but I like it, man. I mean, with Puka's not stopping,
He's
and
not stopping.
even when he's not stopping, bro. Yeah, your boy Matthew Stafford love him some Puka, and it's obvious, man. We talking about 18 targets a game. I think he's averaging like 16 targets a game. That's a guaranteed 100 yards a game, and if not a touch. And you see, he got his first touch last week. You don't think he's salivating for another one right now?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Even when Kupp comes back, man, the Puka Kupp combo is going to be ridiculous.
Yep.
But Jay Jetta, I mean, Justin Jefferson, best receiver in the league. I still say that right now. Devontae Adams is the man, but who's throwing him the ball? Is he gonna? And Garrett Wilson. See, the Devontae Adams is kind of over the Garrett Wilson right now for me. So that it's an even trade, man.
It's getting closer, Hot Soup, because the more touches that Wilson gets, the more targets, I should say, that he gets. And if Zach Wilson starts playing, if he continues to play better, I'm just telling you, because Garrett Wilson did all that last year, and they had lousy quarterback play.
Yeah.
So if they're going to get some decent quarterback play, it's getting closer.
Yeah. Hey, well, guess what? The Garrett Wilson is the Garrett Wilson is playing Denver this week. Start him.
There you go.
He'll probably have 100. He'll probably have 150 and 2, man.
How can Denver's defense, especially the pass defense, be so bad? And in my opinion, they have the best cornerback in football. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's one corner, man. You got two safeties. Strong safety, free safety, another corner. Defensive line really ain't on nothing. Linebackers ain't on. It's not cohesive, man. They're just not playing together. They got to sit down and have a talk with Jesus right now.
Oh my God, it's terrible, man.
They're giving it. David, they gave up over 100 points in the past 2 weeks.
Absolutely. It's insane to think about. You hear of college teams giving up 100 points in 2 weeks, and bad college teams. Not professional teams, man. Not professional teams.
Yeah.
Even in Christmas. Hey, man, I know you got to run. Anything else? Any other surprises on any position that anybody can use this week?
We can talk about defenses, man. Go get Detroit defense this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're out there, go get Detroit defense. I like Washington against Chicago this week. Washington defense, that's on Thursday. That's tomorrow night. I like them. You know me, I love streaming defenses, man. I go get the defenses playing the quarterbacks or the teams that are in the worst situation offensively. I stream a new defense every week, man. I've been doing really, really good with that strategy through 4 weeks. Let's see here. Start David Montgomery. If you got you some David Montgomery, put him in your lineup this week. He's going against Carolina, who is ranked 29th against the running back right now. I would even say start Jahmyr Gibbs, with those type of numbers.
Right.
I apologize for all the Jahmyr Gibbs owners right now. You guys are pulling your hair out.
Oof. Brutal. I appreciate it, man. Thank you again. Remind everybody where they can find you, brother.
Hot Soup Fantasy Football. You can find me on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Go on my YouTube, Hot Soup Fantasy Football. Like and subscribe. You can come check me out weekly for your top 5 starts, top 5 sits. The next week I come on and I have an episode called I Told You So. Last week I went 9 for 10 on I Told You So. So I was 90% correct.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And you can also check us out, man, for our overs and unders. We come out every Monday. We'll come out with our overs and unders, who overachieved that week, who underachieved. And then also go over hot waiver wire ads weekly.
Gotcha. All right, man. I appreciate you joining us. We will catch you again next Wednesday, my man.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. You have a good one.
All right, B.
All right, people, that was my man, Hot Soup Fantasy Football. He's live on TikTok. He's on YouTube. Go subscribe. Go like his page. Go follow him. He knows he's in 20 leagues every year. For the last 15 years, he gets in 20 leagues. I am not exaggerating. When I had him on before, at the very first time, he explained it. That's how part of his income is playing fantasy football. It's crazy. It is crazy.